Using the old phrase, reduce, reuse, recycle, well, we're going to reuse some of these old milk jugs. And first, let's get those labels off for all of these projects. First one we're going to do is we're going to drill some holes in the bottom of these caps. Flip it over, clear all the junk out, and then we're going to fill it with water to the level you need. And it's great as a watering can. You can use it inside or outside. The next one we're going to do is we're going to draw a line on a smaller milk jug at a 45-degree angle on two sides, and then we're going to take and cut off exactly at the line. Now, when we separate these two pieces, hold on to that bottom piece. We'll come back to that. But this first piece is going to make a great scoop for the dog food or cat food. We're going to put that out, and of course, all the little critters are excited what we're doing, and we can store that scoop right inside. Now, remember that one we took aside? What we need to do is drill a hole right in the bottom corner. And watch this. We're going to set it up at the sink, and it's great for storing your sponge. Look at that. The water just drips right into the sink. Next trick, we're going to cut out the holes around this milk jug. Once we do that, we're going to take those out, and then we're going to take some wood skewers. We're going to pop those through on the sharp part, right through the sides, so it's going to stick out evenly on both sides right underneath the holes. Then we're going to take a string, tie it with a loop, put it inside the cap, and twist it tight. Take it outside, put your favorite bird seed inside there, let it hang, and all the birds will come and enjoy for the show. Next one we got up is we're going to take a Costco milk jug, and we're going to draw a line right down the groove there, stop about halfway down, and go across. We're going to cut off this top part. This part we're not going to keep, but just watch when you go and you cut. Just be very careful. A sharp knife will do the job. We don't need to save this top part. Put it aside, and then we can take it outside. It can actually also, because it's stable, be put on top of a counter or countertop. And then I can store my favorite tools in there, the ones that I need and need them handy at all times, paintbrush and everything like that. The next one we got going on, this one is really special. We're going to take that cap and we're going to put it on some pink paper or the color of your choice, and we're going to cut it out. Then we're going to put some glue on the cap and put that paper right on there. Once it dries up, we're going to draw 2 circles and fill that in with a Sharpie. You can also use black paper if you need to also. Then we're going to cut out on white paper, fold it in 4s right there. And then we're going to get some equal sides. And then we're going to take more of that pink paper, glue down some layers on top. As you can see, we're starting to get a nice little form here. Cut out some random circles and ovals and everything like that. Glue them on the side of the canister there. Then we're going to pop that nose on just like that. It's got a slit cut on the top because we're teaching our kids how to save money and reuse and recycle. The last but not least, we're going to take that jug, fill it back up with water, and this is a headlamp. You're going to put that over like you're putting the lamp over your head, turn the light in, and look at that glow. It's amazing. Also make a great yard decoration.
Did you know you can get a jump start on your spring gardening by digging through your recycling bin? Grab yourself a milk jug or an apple cider jug, and just below the level of the handle, you are just going to cut a line around, but not completely around. You want to create almost a little bit of a hinge. Essentially, what we're going to be making here is a little greenhouse for winter sowing. You're then going to make a couple holes in the bottom for drainage just in case. Then you're going to want to take some good quality potting soil and fill them up almost to your cut line, but not quite. Seeds don't need to be too deep in order to grow. Once you've got that in, you can water it in a little bit if your potting soil happens to be a bit dry, and then sprinkle in whatever seeds you'd like to start. I'm using some spinach seeds here. And then you can either push them down and cover them up, or you can add a little bit more soil on top and water it in again. Then you're going to want to pivot the lid back over, kind of sealing it up as best you can, and then put them in a nice sunny spot. And the goal is that they're going to stay cold, and then once the weather warms up, the seeds will begin to germinate and you'll already have a jump start on your seedlings. Next, you can get your old pruners that maybe you've left out. Put them in a solution of half white vinegar, half water, and let them soak overnight. You'll literally see the rust the next morning. Then pull your pruners out, use a nice bristled brush to get off any remaining rust spots, and then just grab yourself some kind of lubricant. I've got some WD-40 here, and you're going to want to apply that to any of the hinging parts of your pruners. But going ahead and getting your tools looking great in the winter gets you ready to jump right into gardening.
Grab an eggshell, fill it with soil, and plant a seed. Place it on your windowsill, and now you've got a seedling that can be planted directly into your garden. Eggshells are full of nutrients too. Grab a sleeve for trading cards, fold your seed packages in half and slide it inside. Put them in a duotang, and now you've got a super organized seed book. Grab a milk jug, draw the following lines, cut it out, and now you have a shovel that is perfect for scooping soil into pots. Press a mini muffin tin into the soil, and now you have evenly spaced markings for planting your seedlings.
I love growing flowers, however, I don't always like to constantly worry about keeping them watered. Any waterproof container can be used. Since I'm choosing an old leaky metal tub, here's how I'm going to waterproof it. I'm setting a milk jug inside the tub, then marking the tub just above the jug level. Using a metal drill bit, I'm now drilling some drain holes on both sides of the tub where I marked. To waterproof the tub, I'm rolling out heavy gauge builder plastic. The plastic is being cut to fit inside the tub. Next, the plastic is being pushed into the tub. I'm using duct tape to attach the plastic to the tub sides to hold it in place. I'm gathering the four corners, then stapling them together. Next up is to create a screen, which will separate the soil from the water. I'm placing a milk jug inside the tub, then measuring the inside of the tub just above the milk jug. Using those measurements, I'm cutting 4 cedar strips to create a square wood frame. Now I'm adding 2 more strips to fill in the sides, making the frame completely flat. Some old window screen is being placed across the top of the frame, then roughly cut to size, then attached to the frame with screws. Now I'm making a water reservoir. I'm drawing long slits into one side of each of the 4 milk jugs, then cutting the shape out with an X-Acto knife against a metal ruler. The milk jugs are being turned cut side down. These slits will absorb water. All 4 milk jugs are being positioned into a square shape, with each pouring spout running into a bottom end. Holding 2 milk jugs together, the jug openings are first being traced with a felt pen, then cut out with an X-Acto blade. All the milk jugs are being attached to each other by pushing the pouring spouts into the bottoms through the cut holes. To create a water feeder tube, I'm tracing a plastic bottle lid on top of a milk jug, then cutting a hole with an X-Acto knife. Now I'm cutting the bottom of the plastic bottle right off. Next is inserting the pouring spout end into the milk jug. Using a drill bit, I'm drilling holes along the tops of the milk jugs so the plant roots will gravitate towards them once filled with water. Back to the planter, I'm adding about 1 inch of potting soil onto the bottom of the tub to create a base. Then the milk jug reservoir is being placed inside the tub. The feeder tube is being removed, then the screen is being placed on top so I can cut a feeder tube hole through the screen. Then I'm adding soil under and on top of the screen until it's deep enough to plant flowers. I'm filling the feeder tube with water, which is now filling up the reservoir, and watching the side drainage holes to ensure they are working. And there you have it, a totally self-watering flower planter that basically takes care of itself. No more constant watering is required. Just check the feeding tube periodically and top with water every so often as needed. Here's another easy garden hack using dollar store garbage cans. I'm cleaning up a neglected flower bed by first raking up any dead debris. Then I'm fluffing up the soil and removing any weeds. To create a sharp flower bed edge, I'm using a half-moon edger to cut a nice straight line, then removing the turf parts. Next, I'm planting flowers by digging a hole, then planting the roots and covering with soil. For added protection, I'm now covering each flower with a dollar store garbage can. They are sized perfectly for new flowers and can protect your plants from wildlife and harsher weather. The garbage cans are so easy to lift to inspect the flowers, remove completely, or simply leave them there until the flowers are stronger. Now my flower bed is tidy, and I know my plants are well protected until they really take off. I hope this inspired you to create your own easy garden hacks this summer. Thanks for watching Home Talk, and see you next time.